got all the stuff ready. Oh, do I?
I'm one step ahead of you.
I did forget to bring this.
Getting off.
Yeah, getting off. I know what you're saying. All right, here we go. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
I like to chill on the couch and watch TV. I like to chill on the couch and watch TV because doing that shit is fun for me. Some people like to hike, some people like to ski, some people like to sit around and play D&D. I think that stuff is cool, but personally, I like to chill on the couch and watch TV.
You wait and wait and wait and wait.
I don't think you were the milkman. This is the morning stream.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. It is Monday, December 7th, 2020. I'm Scott Johnson. That guy is Brian Ibbett. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hey.
Welcome to a Monday.
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels weird, though, because we're starting late. It's 10:07 a.m. in the Mountain Time Zone, and normally we're an hour before this when we start, but I had a doctor's appointment that went not as long as I thought, but long enough that we were right to predict 10, so it was good.
Good. Did they give you any of your blood back that they've been taking?
No. In fact, she asked me that. She says, hey, a couple times a year you should give blood because you have a good red count and they like people like you. So if you want to donate blood, you're a perfect candidate to give more blood away for the people who need your blood. So she wants to take more of my blood, and I'm now convinced these people are vampires and they've been just fooling me the whole time.
Yes. Is your doctor in Revendra? That's a joke only maybe half of the audience will get or care about.
Maybe 2/3.
2/3. Okay.
That's hard to say. But yeah, she's awesome though, man. I love this doctor. She's great. She's
cool.
giving me all the right stuff. And what's great about my current state, all these blood tests, basically just is like your average guy my age, not taking COVID downtime very well, you know? Mm-hmm. So none of it's like outrageous or horrible or way off into the places it shouldn't be, but it's just enough of tickling the edges of things in various places that she's like, all right, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You got 3 months to do this, we're going to do this. So, yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm not dying is the point. I'm
well, good.
I'm alive. I'm well. My red count is high. I need to go maybe give some blood. We'll see how that goes.
How's your tea?
My T is low. That's one of the things we got to work on. The old T shots were not high enough. That was too experimental. She's like, I'm giving you a regular dose. We're gonna get you back to the normal T. No more low T.
Good. Back to the medium T, regular T, appropriate T.
Oh, and I got a recommendation. And I'm not gonna say this for an app slap because it's dumb. But there's an app called, probably a lot of people have heard of this, but it's called GoodRx. And it's on your phones. Like no matter what phone you got, it's on there. And if you're in there searching for something, I'll give you an example.
Prescription deals up the wazoo.
That's right. At our local Smith's, which is like a Kroger type, chain of grocery stores / pharmacies, and for this one thing I need in there, normally $137 per dose or per. I guess I don't know what it is. It's like a vial.
It'll be a dose. Yeah.
$15 on here. 15.
Jeez, it's the way to do it. It totally is. It's funny that this could almost be a Dan Patrice discussion because I'm sure he's got things to say about it, and I can't imagine that he'd have anything bad to say about GoodRx because it, if it works for people, then all in all, it's got to make him happy. It's
I mean the doctor even said, she goes, one time I was in the place getting something she needed for herself, and they said, okay, that'll be $120, and she's like. Pulled out her phone, showed him the thing, said, oh, okay, sorry, that'll be $12.
Yeah, it's amazing.
If anything, it's helped illustrate how stupid our system is over here.
It really is, yeah.
I don't get it. Like, I was thinking this weekend, what are the biggest scams that we view as normal? And
I guess car buying experience is one of them. Prescription drugs is another.
Yeah. The entire healthcare system. Insurance is the biggest scam we all think is normal. But it's what is this? It's like, okay, here's how insurance should work. You pay, and when you need it, you get it. Here's how it actually works in practice. You pay exorbitant amounts of money. And then when you go in, you pay another little bit of money for your freaking quote unquote copay. Oh, and you haven't reached your deductible yet. What other freaking outer space bullshit are we going to throw into your freaking plan?
Right.
I mean, it's so effed up, dude. Gosh dang it, I hate it.
It is. Totally is.
Yeah, my doctor agreed with me, even though that's how she gets paid.
If you go to Canada with location services turned on and you launch that app, does it just play a Canadian guy laughing at you? Like,
you're so
you don't
funny.
need that. We're not about that all up here.
Yeah.
Eh?
Sorry you took the bandwidth to download that app, see, but we don't need it up here, see?
Sorry
about that. Anyway, yeah, this deductible business, America, that no one else does that, and they've convinced us it's all oh no, this is how it's done.
Oh right.
No, it's not. Here, let me just have these two birds. Let me hold them up and do this. All right,
that's right.
Brian. It's been a weekend, and we had a lot of stuff go on, and stuff happened, and it was great. But we gotta do a show, and I'm gonna start it here with an email from JF. I think this is JF Dubois. I think.
Oh,
our
cool.
old pal from up north. Speaking of Canada.
Yeah.
He says
good
this.
Canadian buddy up there.
Yeah, for sure. He says, "Hey guys, cotton candy, aka fairy floss. It's all makeup. Some kind of it's all makeup. I keep putting up in there. It's all makes some kind of sense. That's still not right.
Oh, it all makes some kind of sense.
All right. But do you know what we the f up French people call that thing? We've got a translation problem here, I think.
I don't think this is JF Dubois.
No, this is a different JF. Yeah.
I can usually just read straight through JF Dubois' stuff, but this is
yeah. JF Dubois has written books in English, so I think this isn't him. Barbie Papa, or if we translate Daddy's beard. Yep, never got that one either, he says. I think that calls for a world around the table call for that thing. I'm sure there is other weird name for it. Enjoy.
So in other words, what do people around the world call candy floss or cotton candy?
See, until computers can do what Brian's doing, we're never going to Google Translate. Will never be great.
Well, I just had some AI installed, a little bit of machine learning. Yeah.
I mean, that is basically what we need computers to eventually do, is what you just did, right?
Right. Yes.
So we can get there. He says, enjoy the show and good luck cleaning that orange trash off the walls of the White House, JF.
Oh, you mean Trump's kids?
You know, that part, nice. That part translated just fine. No issues there. I get it. Yeah. Totally get it. All right, we got some clarification also from, the other day we were talking about how I don't think you're supposed to be able to smoke.
Right, we had Gidget on. She was smoking on the stream, and we weren't sure if she was allowed to do that.
Yeah, we thought maybe Twitch would swoop in and say.
And then she said, "What are you going to do? Arrest me for smoking?" And then she kind of uncrossed and recrossed her legs.
Yes, which is a very important reference that all of us should know. That's right. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. Google Sharon Stone. You'll find it eventually. You might even get there Googling Newman. You just follow that guy, Wayne Knight.
That's right, exactly.
Because it's Wayne Knight who had to deal with it.
You could Google Beaver, and you might even find it that way, too.
Wow. All right, yeah, do that.
I'm not talking about the animal. We're talking about Canada still, right?
Or the kid from Leave It to Beaver, the one you had to leave it to.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, leave it to him. All right. So I found this resource, and this came to us via Melissa sent this in. She was trying to tell me during the stream, but she sent this separately, and I'm glad she did because I didn't catch it on the stream. Basically, it says there's this thing on Stream Scheme, which is a website set up for just all sorts of streamer stuff. It says, can you smoke on Twitch? When it comes to streaming on Twitch, you want to make sure you follow all the terms of service. You might want to light up, but also, are you allowed to do that? It says here, smoking weed during a Twitch stream is allowed if you live in a country or region where marijuana is legal. In fact, Snoop Dogg smoked a blunt in 2018 on a stream, just a few months after it was legalized in the state of California. If you're located somewhere where it is illegal, you are not only in breach of Twitch's terms of service, but you may face criminal prosecution if reported. Regardless of your location or local laws in the current Twitch environment, it is highly advised that you don't smoke it on stream, as it is still very controversial. So basically they're saying it's allowed here, not allowed there, but our recommendation is maybe don't do it at all.
Thank you.
Stay out the trouble is what they're saying.
Yes, exactly. Avoid it altogether.
Now, this is for, I almost said widget. This is for Gidget, this next bit.
Okay.
You know, widget. Don't get her wet.
Widget, yes, from Time Bandits.
Yeah,
right. Uh-huh.
that's the one. Can you smoke cigarettes on stream? Smoking cigarettes is not against Twitch's terms of service, but they also advise against it, which is interesting. It's like Twitch is like, yeah, you can do it, but we'd recommend you don't. It's really weird. Therefore, it is best to take a break from streaming to smoke. Smoke off screen or simply turn off your camera feed during the duration of your smoke. So there's a recommendation.
Allowable but inadvisable.
Right, there you go. Now vaping, because vaping's the hot thing. You know, everyone wants to vape.
Yeah.
Says here, it is far more common if you see people vaping on stream than it is to smoke. Twitch's guidelines don't prohibit it, but they do once again advise against it. The likelihood of you coming into trouble before vaping is low, but if you're worried or don't want to put off certain viewers, try to vape off screen. Also, they always say if you're gonna do this stuff, mark your stream mature for a mature audience. Also, don't bring attention to it. So don't constantly be like zooming in going, oh, that was a good job.
Time for me to have another drag of my cigarette.
There you go. So don't do that. In conclusion, they say, remember you need to know your limits and don't go overboard. While you are allowed to drink on Twitch, excessive drinking may be seen as self-harm. If you pass out or do something stupid, don't drink for donations and stay safe.
Drink for donations. Good Lord, that seems like a...
Oh, it's such a bad idea.
All right, if we get up to $1,000 in donations, I'm going to polish off this bottle of Jack. Woo!
I'm sure some people have tried or done that.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't doubt it one bit.
I actually know someone who passed out on stream multiple times.
Do you?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not going to say their name.
Yeah, probably a good idea not to.
Don't want to bring that up. And that got him banned for a month, I think. Because they
Did it
the
really?
pass out part, yeah. That was the part that got him banned, or got him, not banned, but what do you call that? Withheld. What do you call that? Suspended for a month.
Suspended, right.
That's
right.
what I meant. So yeah, we're not in the chat room. We all know, they say. Yeah, I know.
We know who you're talking about.
I'm not going to bring up any names. It's fine. But anyway, yeah, so there's some clearing up of the information by Melissa. We thank you for your service, Melissa. Without you, what would we do? Probably just not know things. So thank you very much.
Right, exactly. We'd be dumber.
We'd be a lot dumber.
We'd be dumber officially.
Yeah, which we don't need any help with. All right.
Yes.
Brian Ibbett, we're going to bring Brian Dunaway in. How do you feel about
Okay.
another Brian?
We're going to double the number of Brians.
Yeah, are you okay with that if there's two Brians in here at once?
2 Brians, 1 show. That's the way I look at it.
Welcome to the program, one Brian Dunaway, all the way from South Carolina, and he brings himself here today to play Battle Royale. Hello, Brian. How are you? Brian?
Oh, is that where I'm at right now?
Yeah. Are you?
South Carolina. Oh, you're not hearing me?
You're on
Yeah, we
way
can hear you.
delay. I think you're on massive delay right now. Are you hearing us at all? I think he's like...
Oh, hold on a second. I see the problem.
Yeah, you got your porn stream. You got your...
He's listening to the stream and not listening to us in Discord.
Oh, yeah. That's what it is. You got a
Wait
6-second delay.
Wait for it. All right, I'm back.
Oh,
now
there
I should
he
not
is.
be delayed.
Now you're
Okay, can you hear us?
real time.
Yes.
Was it
Okay, good.
Was it the stream? Was Ibbett right? It was the stream that you were listening to?
Yeah, well, yeah, because oddly, my Discord had switched to my audio
Oh,
source
not nice.
right in the middle of it. And I'm like, hello?
Yeah, it does that sometimes. I don't like that when it does that.
Thanks a lot.
Not a fan.
Thanks a lot.
Not a fan.
Dice Tomato says it's his fault that he changed your audio settings yesterday.
He did. What a jerk.
Did he really?
He came over to my house. He's like, I'm like, what are you doing over there? I'm like, get away from my computer. And
Yeah.
we did some experimenting this weekend. So,
Oh, that's lovely.
but not the kind like you were talking about a few minutes ago, like with pot and smoke and all that.
At the end of the call,
That's a different kind of...
at the end of the conversation, did Dice Tomato say, "Yeah, I'd give this conversation a 1 out of 5 stars"?
Yeah,
no, there was mostly just
Green
meh.
Day does better conversations.
Right. Number one response I get from Dice Tomato on Discord is always meh.
Yeah.
right.
I like his honesty though. There's something
Right.
about it. He's a curmudgeon and he owns it, and it's totally fine. All right, we're gonna play Battle Royale and see if we can win some prizes. No idea what today's contest is, but it's got to be less hard than that last one. So let's play. But first, we got to find out who's on the phone waiting so patiently. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Hi, it's Gavin from the UK.
Ah, I knew it was. I saw this number. It's like a totally like a freaking UK prefix and everything. I'm like, are we gonna get somebody who's like up way too late on the show today? And sure enough, we are. Gavin, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, you?
Doing great, man. It's always nice to hear new accents. You know, Brian, we get all these dumb
yes.
American accents. It's great to hear someone.
Is there a new John Lewis ad this year, Gavin?
I don't watch much TV, so I haven't seen one.
Okay. Well, those always make me cry, and I want to just know if I need to go seek it out.
Well, there's always YouTube, Brian. Well, Gavin, it's good to have you here. We're glad to play a game with you, and we hope we win some stuff for you. Brian, why don't you explain to him what the contest is, how it works, and what he could win?
Well, I will absolutely do that because this is not Babble Royale. Welcome to the inaugural edition of What's Your Nerd? Okay, now look, we had that thing last week with the most popular song titles. Admittedly, it was a debacle, a little bit of a problem, but that's all right. We move forward.
Things happened.
Yeah.
And prior to that, I was thinking about introducing some new games to the mix. So it wouldn't be just Babble Royale. We'd mix Babble Royale with this other game, and I've got a third game that I'm working on. So you guys, the two of you, will never know what game is coming up.
Love it.
Well, you might.
Oh, I'm kind of excited about
me
this.
too.
I like surprise in my life.
Yeah.
Officially, this is a pilot, and we're working on. This is workshopping. We're making sure this works.
Nice.
Okay.
So.
All right. I'm
Oh,
down.
really? There's a what's okay. Well, whatever. This is What's Your Nerd. I've interviewed a member of the Tadpool and asked them 9 questions in a subject in which they consider themselves nerdy. Scott and Brian are going to take turns predicting whether or not our guest will get those questions correct. If they predict correctly, they receive a point. The first player to 5 points wins the game between you two. Caller,
Interesting.
Gavin. Your job is going to be to predict which of our 2 hosts will more accurately guess our guest's knowledge in their category. And if you're correct, you win our prize package, which includes 2 games courtesy of Wesley from Steam. You get The King's Bird and
take that.
Supraland.
Yeah. What was the second one?
Second one is Supraland.
Supraland. Oh no, that's a good game. That's a good game. That's a good game. I don't know about the king and his bird yet, but I'm sure it's fine.
I
too.
like the King's Bird. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, the King's Bird.
He's
Yeah.
like, screw the
Now, if
peasants. Screw
now, if
all
this
of
is
you
a UK
peasants.
based-
Yeah.
If this is a UK-based game, that means the king's a lady.
Oh, the king's girlfriend. That's right.
Oh,
King's
okay.
girlfriend, right?
Yeah, she's a bird.
All right, well, let's meet today's special guest and find out what's their nerd.
All right. Oh wait, do we have to ask
Welcome
who he
the
thinks is going to win
inaugural
first?
edition of what? What, Scott? What?
Wait, isn't he supposed to tell us who he thinks is going to win, Gavin? I mean,
He doesn't know the topic.
Oh, all right. Sorry, this is all new.
Yeah, he has to see. I know. Yes.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
God.
Welcome to the inaugural edition of What's Your Nerd? I'm here with Kit London. Hi, Kit.
Hi, Brian.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being part of this. It should be a lot of fun. First off, where are you from?
I am from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Ah, good. Home of Dunder Mifflin.
Yes.
The building that they show, is that really in Scranton? The one they show in the opening credits?
Yes.
It is.
Yes, the building's there, but the company is fictitious.
Of course. Well, I would hope so. All right. What is the nerdy category that you have picked for today?
The game of Monopoly.
Now, do you have a big history with Monopoly?
Yes, I've always loved it, playing as a kid and family game nights and that in Clue. So.
Oh, very cool. What's the longest Monopoly game that you can remember ever playing? Like, how much time did you spend on one Monopoly game?
About 5 hours because we started doing IOUs.
Oh no! So,
To keep it going.
So even going beyond the oh no, you've gone bankrupt, game over. Like nope, we're keeping it going. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Excellent. Well, I've got some questions prepared for you. We're going to ask you. We're going to see how the guys do in predicting whether or not you get those questions right. Let's begin.
All right. Good luck, Scott and Brian.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you, Kid London. He's not there.
All right. So her topic is Monopoly. That's her nerd. Gavin, knowing Scott and Brian's familiarity with Monopoly, well, that won't really help you. But you heard Kit London's familiarity with Monopoly. And who do you think is going to accurately predict which questions Kit London gets right?
I'm going to go for Dunaway to win.
Oh, look at that.
Dunaway to win.
All
Okay.
And there's no start or is there a start first thing in this? Or
We can let somebody start. It's sort of gonna alternate. Whoever has the fewer number of points is gonna get to pick. So, but we can pick somebody to start. Gavin, who do you want to go first?
We'll go for Dunaway to start as well.
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, let's do
Now
this.
I have.
His
Do you
accent
guys
is
want?
so
Do you guys
badass.
want an example? I
My
prepared
God,
an example
yes.
question. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so this one is not for points. It's just as an example. I asked Kit London, in which city will you find most of the locations used as properties?
Okay.
And do you guys? So let's say it was Scott was beginning. Scott, do you think Kit London knew which city had most of the locations used as properties?
Given her proximity and everything, I would say yes, she would know.
Okay, and so Brian, you'd get a point if she didn't get this one right. And
Right.
let's hear what
Okay.
she says. In what city will you find most of the locations used as properties?
That is in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Very good. Have you been there, by the way? Have you gone there and checked out all the locations, the boardwalk, and all that stuff?
No, I should. I have to put that on my bucket list once everything calms down.
It's the area right around the boardwalk is really, really nice, and then you start going off onto, some of these other streets and areas. It's like, ooh, okay, this is kind of a rough neighborhood in parts.
I think some of them don't exist anymore as well.
That's right. Yeah, some of the names have been changed. All right, so you would have gotten a point for that, Scott. So there is.
I like all this extra interview we're getting as well. This is good.
I know.
too,
I
love it,
tried
love
to cut a lot of that out unless it was funny or relevant.
Sure,
and
sure.
So you're gonna get a little bit of that, but
right.
all right.
It's all relevant.
Yeah.
So now we begin proper.
Okay.
And so the real question one, and who did Gavin say he's going first?
He wants Dunaway to
Brian
win and
Dunaway.
start.
All right.
Yep.
So Brian, I asked Kit London, not including jail, which space has been mathematically determined as the most commonly landed on space on the board?
Oh,
Do you think she got it right?
Oh, of course. Kit London knows this. This is like Monopoly Trivia 101.
Okay, so you say she got it right. Let's hear. Not including jail, which space has been mathematically determined as the most
Might be able
commonly
to edit
landed
this
on
part out for the
space
future.
on the board?
That would be Illinois Avenue.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah, that's a good one to pick up. Load up with houses, load up with a hotel, and make some quick. It's got good ROI, I think.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. You get a point, Brian. She did know that Illinois is
Of
the most
course
landed
she
on space on
did.
the board.
Because if you know Kit London, you know she knows things.
Yeah, she does. Okay, this has all made sense to me now. I get it.
Now it makes sense. Okay,
Yep.
so Scott, here's your chance to tie the game. I asked Kit London, what's the name of the bald, mustachioed Monopoly man? Did she know the answer to that question?
Well, I know it, so she had to have known it because she actually likes Monopoly. So I'm going to say yes, she knew it.
She
Okay.
actually likes Monopoly.
So you're going to say
Monopoly.
yes. Let's hear if Kit London knew this one. What was the name of the bald,
Oh, I even
mustachioed
put the
Monopoly
scrubber
man?
right
there?
I always knew him as Mr. Monopoly.
It's probably what he'd like you to call him. Only his friends get to call him by his real name.
Right. I know it's Penny. Oh
Shit.
no.
There you go.
Dang
There
it.
you go.
Pennywise jumped in my head.
Oh, no.
And he won't get out.
We all
That
float
evil,
in
evil
jail.
cloud.
Yeah. Yeah, you were on the right track. Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Oh,
was
that's
his
it.
name. Yeah.
Frick.
She did not get that one right. So
Oh, man.
Brian gets a point.
Yeah, dang it. I was sure she'd know that. I knew that one, and I don't know why I even know it. But yeah. I know
Yes.
it. It's one of the few things I could carry with me around as Monopoly trivia in my head, honestly. And I know what
Right.
the original little icons are. Or I shouldn't say what that is because you may have a question about it. Go
I
on.
might ask about that.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. All right, so you get to pick this. It's two to nothing. So Scott, you get to choose,
Okay.
or you get to determine. We asked Kit, what's the equivalent of the boardwalk space in the UK version of the game? Gavin probably knows this one.
Yeah, he probably does. I'm going to say she did not know that.
Okay, you're gonna say no.
Yeah.
Let's hear what she said. What's the equivalent of come of on. the boardwalk
God, I
space
keep moving
in
the
UK
scrubber.
version of the game? Oh, I know what I can do. All right.
Ooh, I always thought they kept the same version. I didn't realize they changed it. I don't know that one.
They did. They localized it, and it's Mayfair in the UK, which is a really ritzy part of London.
Ooh.
You got to
All
keep
right.
that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, hang on to that. That was really good.
All right, now it's 2-1. Scott, you get to still choose on this one.
Wait, 2-1.
We asked 2-1. Brian has 2. You've got 1.
What were your 2, Brian?
You keep losing.
He
No.
got the first 2. You got the
Oh,
most
because I
landed
got one
on
wrong.
space.
He gets a point. Got it. Okay.
Correct. Yep. Exactly.
All right. All right. Next one.
All right. We asked Kit London the following question.
Okay.
What are the names of the 4 railroads on the US version of the game? All right. Did she know the names of the 4 railroads on the US version of the Monopoly game?
I'm gonna say yes. She did. No.
Okay. All right. Let's hear.
That would be the Short Line, the Pennsylvania Railroad, the Reading Railroad, and the B&O Railroad.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. We've tied
The
tied it
B.O.
up.
Railroad.
The B.O.
B.O.
Railroad.
Railroad.
Yep. If you've ever been on a railroad, whew, stinky.
Ooh, that's full of hobos.
Yep.
Excellent.
right.
We have a tie game. This one will go back to Brian then. Brian, we asked Kit London this. In 2017, the thimble, the wheelbarrow, and the boot were replaced with what 3 new tokens? Did she know the 3 new tokens that replaced the thimble, the wheelbarrow, and the boot?
If you were into Monopoly, this was a huge thing because they had contests of asking people what they wanted.
Mhm.
Surely, but this makes me feel nervous too because there were so many weird ones. I'm gonna go yes, she knew.
Gonna go, yes, she knew. Let's hear if she knew.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
that's a tough one because those are current versions of the game. Was it the?
Just a couple years ago, yeah.
I know there was a cat piece and a money bag piece added.
I'll interrupt you right there. We've got a penguin, a T-Rex, and a rubber duck. The cat and the money bags are new pieces, but they were introduced, I think like 5 or 6 years ago. Very good. So she did not know.
Oh.
The penguin, the T-Rex, and the rubber duck. A point goes to Scott.
Yes, it does.
It's now 3-2.
Not that I want Gavin to lose because I think his accent's badass and I'd like to have him talk me to sleep at night. But all right. So give me the next
All
one.
right. We asked Kit London. I could keep calling her Kit London. We asked Kit the following question. Which property is actually spelled differently from the real street that it's based on? All right. Whoops. And I hit stop instead of pause. So you're going to hear that
Play it
question.
one more time. I want to hear that question one more time.
Okay.
anyway.
All right. Good. Which property is actually spelled differently from the real street that it's based on? So there's a street in Monopoly. There's a street in Atlantic City. They have different spellings, but it's the same street. This goes to Brian. Brian, is Kit going to know the answer to this one?
Oh, yeah. This is Brian time.
She did pretty good on the other ones with where the names and locations were. I think she's gonna know this one.
All right. Let's hear what she says.
That is Marvin Gardens.
Oh.
Absolutely is. Yeah. With an E instead of with an I as it is on the board game. Yep. That's absolutely correct. It's Marvin Gardens in real life. Marvin Gardens on the Monopoly
I
board.
love not knowing where which Brian begins and which one ends. It's
Right,
one of my favorite things about this.
I know, exactly.
It's so weird. All right,
All
well
right, so
done.
it's 3-3. Scott, you get this one because it's a tie.
Okay.
I asked Kit this. What company acquired Parker Brothers in 1991 and are the current owners of Monopoly?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so Parker Brothers, the original. Well, it's sort of the original. There was somebody before Parker Brothers, but Parker Brothers got it. They got bought out by another company. What is that company?
I'm
Did
gonna
Kit
say
know the answer?
I'm gonna say she knows because she'll just know it because she's seen the newer one on the box and just has that assumption that that's the one. So I'm gonna say yes,
Okay.
she knows.
All right, let's listen.
That would be Hasbro.
Indeed, it is.
Yeah.
Yep, Very good. Hasbro is correct.
They got that. They got the Transformers. I say cross them over, baby. They probably have, actually.
Star Wars toys. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, trust me, there is a monopoly everything.
There is a monopoly everything. Brian, it's 4-3. If Scott gets one more point, he wins the game. But this one's going to you. We asked Kit the following question. What talk show host created the game show version of Monopoly, which premiered in 1990?
She don't know that.
I don't know. Who knows that?
Nobody knows that.
Nobody knows that? I know that. All right, you're saying she doesn't know it? Let's hear what she says.
There was a game show of Monopoly?
Each episode lasted about 5 hours.
Yeah, this is new to me.
Do you have a guess of a talk show host?
Conan O'Brien.
Great guess, because he'd be perfect. His hair would match the hotel color. Nope, it was Merv Griffin. Merv Griffin. Merv Griffin. Merv created so many game shows in the 80s and the 90s. This one anyway in 1990. It lasted one season. They had one MC, some guy I don't remember the name of, and then two ladies who were dice rollers. And I really don't remember how the stupid game worked.
So this is Merv Griffin. He produced it, made it. He didn't host it, though.
He didn't host it. He was just the showrunner, just the creator.
Gotcha.
Of
this
the
has
game.
been near his death, I think. Right?
Oh my God, this is it. Game point, and Scott gets to pick on this one. This is the last question. If you get it right, Scott, then you win, and Gavin loses. If you get it wrong, then Brian Dunaway wins, as does Gavin.
Okay.
I think I'm going to give Gavin the prize because he's endured the pilot edition of this.
The Monopoly length version of Battle Royale.
Listen, it's only 10:35.
Yeah.
We're doing great.
Yeah, we're not doing bad. Time-wise, we're
moving
fine.
right along.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Final question. Here we go. In what year did Parker Brothers first release their version of the game? Ooh. In what year did Parker Brothers first release their version of the game? Scott, did Kit know the year that Parker Brothers bought the game from the original woman who created it?
Oh, I didn't know it was a woman who created it.
It was a woman. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I'm going to say no. I don't know who would know that unless you're a total freak about that game. I don't know who would know that. So I'm going to say no, she doesn't know.
Okay. And here we go.
I believe that was in 1935.
Excellent. She got it right. It was 1935.
Ah,
the prize goes to Brian Dunaway. The prize goes to Gavin. Congratulations,
man. He
Gavin.
won that. See, he won that fair and square, too. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Gavin, how do you feel about being suckered into the very first pilot episode of this thing we did today? Nobody knew about this, by the way, but Ibbot and Kit.
No.
That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
So how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it was awesome. All of it was alien talk to me. The only thing I recognized was Mayfair.
What the hell is an Atlantic City?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, when we can fly to each other's countries again one day, we should all go to Atlantic City and party just to celebrate today's effort. Well done. That means that you won, and that means all you got to do is email Brian, coverville@gmail.com, and he will give you your codes. Congratulations, and well done.
That's right.
I wasn't trying to make fun of it.
So I'll be reaching out to a few more patrons to do this. I've got one that I'm talking to currently, and I'll be hitting up a few more patrons to be our special guests for What's Your Nerd?
Love it. Another reason to sign up on the Patreon, folks, because it sounds like there's like a whole nother benefit I wasn't even aware of, and it sounds rad.
Exactly.
I really like that a lot, actually. So
I liked it a lot, except for the part where Ibbot asked the question twice. I kept getting confused. I was like, who's talking right now?
But he fixed that. See, workshopping.
So I'm using the same soundboard program that Scott is, and if you select it and hit play and then pause, if you hit play again, it starts at the beginning. But if you do unpause from a different part of the screen, then it starts it right from where you left off.
Yeah. You do the pause all and then resume or whatever. And you can, they let you scrub as well on that main thing, but it's a little tricky because the way.
On the main thing?
Yeah,
right.
I'll send you. I'll send you a scrub of mine because I think if you have that window up, or I think you have to have it. I forget forget how it works. But I'll send you a screenshot. Anyway, I thought it was great. I would do that again. That was totally
great.
fun.
It was fun.
So we'll alternate for right now. We'll alternate this and Babel Royale, and then I've got a third game I'm working on that we'll introduce as soon as it's ready to roll.
Guess what's
Nice.
in my navel?
Ooh, I don't want to know that.
It's going to be whatever color shirt I'm wearing. It's going to be a.
I never want to know the answer to that question. If it's Dunaway's, I mean, because his is gross.
That's right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yours is a rat's
Mine's
nest.
huge.
Yeah, you got a sleeping dragon in there or something. I don't know what's going on. Well, anyway,
get back in there, dragon.
That was really fun. Brian Dunaway, well done. You won some prizes for somebody and did quite well. You have done well, as somebody once said, famously. I can't think of who. Anyway,
We're doing a boop show tonight.
Yeah, Boop Show today, 3:30 Mountain Time, 5:30 your time.
That's tomorrow.
What? What'd you say?
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. I'm wrong. It's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you have a thing. It's not today. You have a thing today. You have soccer. It's tomorrow.
Right.
Yep.
Basketball.
Yep.
Yeah.
You forgot.
A ball.
Oh, sorry. There's a ball involved.
You've got ball.
So the Boop Show tomorrow. This 2 Tuesdays in a row, but only these 2 times. Normally Monday, but we had a thing today. So the Boop Show's tomorrow, 3:30 Mountain Time, normal time in the day, just a different day, and we got games to talk about. I played a weird one, and we'll see what we think about that.
All right.
Brian Dunaway, anything else you'd like to mention before we go?
That's it. I just had a really good time, and I got 3 hours worth of film sack to watch this week. But other than that,
That's
Yes,
right.
we do.
But it's The Abyss. It's good. We like The Abyss.
It's good.
The Abyss is a good spending of 3 hours. 2 hours and a half. 2 hours and 44 minutes. It's the collector's unit or deal. Not collector's. What do you call
The collector's unit.
Director.
The special edition.
Special
The director's
edition.
cut.
Yeah. The collector's deal.
it's what's in my belly button right now.
We all like
What
The
kind
Abyss.
of a deal?
We're pretty excited. So check that out this weekend. Brian Dunaway. We will talk to you tomorrow for the Boop Show. Bye. All right. He has left.
He has gone.
And now this. Whoops. This. It's time for the news, brought to you by...
Hey, one more quick thank you out to Kit London for being part of that. I thanked her during the recording, but also got to thank her right now for being such a great sport. And little inside baseball, we had to record that twice, but we kept the answers that she got wrong and right the same. We just had to act like she was getting them wrong.
Oh, what
the
happened?
same
You
way.
lose a recording or something? Or
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I deleted it, and it was before my backup occurred because the audio hijack named the file the same thing that I use for something else that is always deleted. It's a backup that I delete because I never need it. And,
Right.
get rid of it. Anyway, real quick, Soundography, which will be going up on the feed later today, focusing on the year 1988. What music came out in 1988, and did Hammond and Brian even listen to any music in that whole year? Find out today on Soundography.
Nice. I listened to, for some reason, kind of on repeat, or I'll say multiple times, not on repeat, but I listened to Till Tuesdays.
Voices Carry.
Yeah,
so you
Voices
tweet that
Carry. I
out.
couldn't stop, and I think there's something about that song that triggers something in me. That's a very
Yes.
specific time and place and age and part of my life that it just is really narrows into, just like laser focus.
One of my 10 favorite songs from 1988 was a Till Tuesday song. Their first album with Voices Carry was 85, 86.
A couple years after.
Their follow-up album came out in 88, and there's a song on there that is one of my 10 favorite songs from that year.
Chat room says, isn't that song about child abuse? Says the P squared. Is that true?
No, it's about not child abuse, but it's about a over-dominating husband or partner that wants his girlfriend or wife to be quiet. I think at least based on the music video, that's what it's about.
Okay. I just don't. It's like finding out one of your favorite songs has got some dark hidden meaning. I don't want to know about it. It's about spousal abuse. Oh man, that's great. Well, anyway, for whatever reason,
stuff.
it reminds me of dances and hanging out with my friends and driving my CRX too fast and just that was a great time. And that song brings it back.
Time.
But I don't have.
And we all knew at the time, like, oh my gosh, Amy Mann is going to just go huge, whether it's with Till Tuesday or solo. And sure enough,
she's great.
She is great.
Had a kind of a mini crush on her for a while there.
Yeah. How could you not?
Yeah, it was impossible not to.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, I can't talk about that till Recommendals. That's Wednesday. I saw a thing I really liked, and the people who are there's a person in it who I kind of have a crush on, but even my wife knows. So everyone just calm down. Yeah, I know the CRXs, they are in high demand now. Luke, can't get them anywhere. I wish I wouldn't have sold mine. I'd kill to have it back. I wouldn't kill. I don't like murder.
Not literally.
Yeah.
Would not literally kill.
Yeah, figuratively kill, not literally. All right, check this out. Mike Tyson, you know him. You familiar with his work?
I'm familiar with his work. He's a movie star, right? In The Hangover, that's the only career he ever had was just being a.
Yep, he's known to be a bit of a fisticuffer when it came to a bar fight or whatever. But other than that, not really known for much.
Yeah, sure.
Big tattoo on his face. That's about it.
That's right.
Mike Tyson.
Weird high voice.
Yeah, weird high voice. He had that. So he came out of retirement and boxed again against Roy Jones Jr. here recently. This was like a week and a half ago or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I didn't see it. Who won? Actually, I don't even know who won. Did he win?
I don't know who won either. I saw a little interview of the two of them beforehand, and Mike is like, "Yeah, he's been fighting this whole time. I just came out of retirement for this."
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Jones and a
Benjamin
fight.
says it was a draw.
Oh, they did a draw? Oh, lame.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping he would just destroy him. But anyway,
nobody won any money in the casino.
Yep. But the pot industry may have won a battle. Mike Tyson smoked marijuana before his exhibition fight against Roy Jones Jr. Yeah. Besides training for hours on end and that led up to the event, Mike Tyson prepared for his exhibition fight by smoking pot. He admitted to it as much after the fight, and added that even during the height of his career, he was smoking marijuana before and during his fights. So that means like, ding, 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 go back to the corner, take a quick drag behind the towel there,
That means we can't stream it. We can't. Nope. It's not recommended that we stream that fight.
We can't recommend it, but it's not illegal to do it.
So, do you think? I wonder if he hadn't smoked, what would the outcome of that fight? Would it have still been a draw? It took a draw.
Yeah.
But would it have still been a draw? Or,
I wonder. I mean, the fight was in Vegas, so somebody in the chat saying it grew him himself legally. It doesn't matter if he's in Vegas; it's also legal, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. Like. Had he won, would that have mattered? It's not a performance enhancing. If anything, it's a depressant. Right. It would slow you down, right?
Right, exactly.
So if anything, he was putting himself at a less of a. I don't know how that works. That's a really good point. Tyson and Jones fought to an eight round draw, which was scored by 3 former WBC champions. The Voluntary Anti-Doping Association tested Tyson and Jones for performance-enhancing drugs before the fight, and marijuana is reportedly not a banned substance, according to USA Today. So there's the answer to that. You can do the pot, you just can't do like I'm guessing if you had meth in your system, that would enhance your performance, I would think, in the short term.
Right.
But also, steroids and other stuff. But anyway, it may not be the last time we see him in the ring, by the way. Says that he is interested in a rematch with Jones Jr., while adding that he wouldn't mind facing some of the sport's top heavyweights, like Tyson Fury. I don't know who that is, but that's kind of funny.
I don't either. Tyson Fury!
It's the Tyson fight. It's the Tyson chicken chunk fight. And also Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Don't know these people. What's with these first and last names being first names? Anthony Joshua. Who's called that ever? That's crazy.
Well, maybe that's his first and middle name, and he doesn't want people to know his last name because he's just afraid of all the attention.
I guess so. Maybe he lives in a tree and it's called the Joshua tree. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, look, I got dad jokes too. I got to get them where I can get them.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right. In some really important news, we got to get out there. I've been holding the story for a bit. A 7-foot phallus sculpture has disappeared from a German countryside. So in a world,
we're talking about a monolith, right? It's a big metal.
I mean, in a year where it's like monolith after monolith, we've had multiple uppings and downings of these things. California ended up with one.
The California one makes me so sad.
I know, it's lame. Which is the one where they filmed the douchebags tearing it down? And
that was California.
Was that California?
Yes.
Those guys suck.
And they really suck.
The stuff they were saying. What are we doing? What are we doing? World? I'm sorry, world. You guys are fine. You've had your moments in history, but you're all doing okay right now. America, knock it off. All right.
Yeah, we've gotten our first monolith in Colorado. It's up in Boulder at Chautauqua Park.
Oh, there you go.
It doesn't look like a 7-foot phallus, though.
Oh, well, this one is like a wiener.
Yeah.
So this
there a
one's in the
photo?
German countryside. Disappearance of a giant wooden phallus from a mountainside in Germany has prompted a police investigation.
Dongolith.
This is our Dongolith. It is located just outside of... What's a town in Germany?
Berlin.
Berlin! I couldn't think of one. Officers in the Bavarian town of Kempten are leading the probe to find the probe. According to a DPA news agency, which is not clear whether the crime had been committed or not, or whether it was a crime. They don't actually know yet. But the 7-foot sculpture, which appeared mysteriously on the German mountainside some years ago, is thought to have been felled over the weekend with only a pile of sawdust left in its place, which means it probably got chainsawed or axed at the most, or at the worst. The sculpture had gained celebrity status in recent years as a destination for hikers and even appeared on Google Maps, where it is classified as a, quote, cultural monument, unquote.
I wonder if it's a Pokestop.
If it is, you better get extra balls. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's not bad. Local lore has it that it was made as a prank birthday present for a young man whose families who did not appreciate the gifts, and so the 440-pound sculpture was hauled up the mountain and left there. Chat room, I have a photo I'd like to share with you now. I do this with
What would Twitch say? Is
yeah,
Twitch all right with
Twitch
this?
say? I don't know. It's a public page, I guess. There you go. Big wooden wiener, and the probe to find its whereabouts begins. Where would you keep something like that? You'd have to break it all down and burn it really to get rid of the evidence. Otherwise,
I think so. Yeah, because it's going to take up a lot of room in the garage or in your tough shed in the backyard.
7-footer. You could fit it in there.
Wrap it with a
yeah.
bunch of wreaths and garland and make it look like a pine tree, a little Christmas tree.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Let's put the star on there. Anyway.
Yeah, so I'm looking at your screenshot of Farrago or Farrago.
Yeah.
And so where do you click your little scrubber?
Over there, see the waveform on the
far right?
Yep, you can scrub.
Yeah, I
there.
did that. I put the scrub where I wanted it. When I hit play, it started at the beginning. Maybe it was
from a pause position. Well, you know what? Let's test it. Let's see. So let's say I'm going to play that. Let's say we're playing. All right, so I'm going to try this. Pause it. Or stop it. Then I'm going to put this
well,
here. Oh, yeah, it's totally working. So if I stop and put the cursor in there anywhere, it'll just start wherever I want it.
Okay, it didn't work for me. It still wanted to start at the beginning, so I'll have to. Maybe there's a preference.
No, it actually lets me do it in real time. That's annoying, but yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
No, that's cool. I'm glad. I really enjoyed that, by the way. I thought that was great. It was just a nice change up today. I was ready to have my knowledge tested. Instead, I had to just think about what Kit would think.
You have to trust somebody else's knowledge.
Yeah. What else? Oh, yeah. Sarah Jessica Parker in the news.
Mm-hmm.
She's stolen a 7-foot wooden phallus from Germany. Nope.
Matthew Broderick is unamused.
Not amused at all. All right, here it is for real. Sarah Jessica Parker perfume was blamed for a Melbourne kangaroo attack.
Oh, geez.
Oh, no. I hope our friends in freaking Australia are okay.
That's right. Was Sarah Jessica Parker wearing it at the time, or is this somebody else wearing Sarah Jessica Parker perfume?
They were wearing it, I believe. So here's how it went. A woman who was stalked and attacked by a kangaroo on the outskirts of Melbourne has revealed the bizarre reason why she was targeted. Tracy Noonan says she usually sees roos all the time. That's what they do. They shorten everything over there. Roos.
Roos, yeah.
All the time while running to Beaconsfield and Melbourne's outskirts. But on Saturday, a lone roo spotted her and just kept getting closer.
If we just use roo one time in the article, you're fine. You don't have to keep using roo.
Right. But here's what you have to do, Brian. This next paragraph is a quote. You need to do it in one of your accents for the Australians.
All right. So this is a female, so higher voice, Australian. All right, here we go. It had to jump a couple of fences to actually get to me, and by the last fence, I thought, oh my God, this kangaroo is not going to stop.
I like that you prefaced it by saying, all right, female, and then just didn't do anything close.
Exactly, yes.
Or are you saying, maybe Brian's saying all females in Australia sound like men?
That was my Sheila. That was the Sheila impersonation I was doing.
I see. Anyway, she said within
Sex in the City.
Says within a moment of turning her back and covering her head, there was a massive thump on her back. She fell to the ground, turned to see a kangaroo standing over her. That's scary, dude. I put my head back down because I thought, oh my goodness, this is how this thing's going to claw me to death. It happened so fast. Turns out the reason this all happened is because she was wearing a certain perfume that really set off the kangaroo, which happened to be Sarah Jessica Parker's new perfume.
It's the new perfume called This Perfume Smells Like a Kangaroo's Vagina.
There you go. Or this will last as long as my face. Just kidding. That's terrible. She has a normal face. She's a lovely woman. That's fine. Let's see if I can find the name of that stuff. It's called... no, we don't have a name for the perfume.
Aw.
That's too bad.
That could have made this a PSA.
I know. I agree. This could have been some free advertising, and they blew it. Or maybe that's the right thing to do, is not give her free advertising for her kangaroo-attracting scent.
Should be.
Yeah.
I do like how the article apparently has a picture of Sarah Jessica Parker and a kangaroo, and in the middle, it looks like Sia. Sia's back.
Yeah, Sia's back. Oh, man. This is great. She's been kind of quiet for a while. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Finally, good news, everyone. 10,000 free McRibs are going to be offered to people who shave and show their hairless face. Because how else are you going to get rid of those McRibs? No one's going to mind.
Please save your clippings for our new sandwich, the
McRib.
floor hair.
I did notice on the Twitter today there was a number of promoted tweets for McRib coming back. So apparently they're making a big push for.
They're really pushing it.
Yeah.
But here's the problem: is that you had to shave, then send them a tweet or something, or an Instagram of the photo of your shaved face, and from there they were going to decide. So you're shaving your face without the guarantee of a McRib.
Right. So if you have a beard you've been cultivating,
I don't like those odds.
I don't like them either. It's only 10,000 out of the millions that'll enter this thing. Don't even try. Unless you were going to shave anyway, then fine, just do it.
Right. If it was a November deal, right, where you did no shave November, and like, oh, I'll shave and I'll just do it for McDonald's.
Yeah, but if you have been cultivating a fabulous, beautiful
would jury
beard,
do this? I think not.
No, I would. I'd buy him a McRib and tell him to save his time, save the trouble.
That's right.
It announced it would be offering its barbecued slathered sandwich again in October for the first time in 8 years nationwide. That's when the announcement.
Slathered sandwich.
It's really gross. I don't know if you've ever eaten one. They're gross.
I have. Yeah.
They're gross.
I just don't like the fact that it's shaped like a rack of ribs with the bones to fool you into thinking it's really ribs.
It's really
but
foul.
if you fell for it, you wouldn't eat it because of the bones.
Yep. You're right. It's the worst fake out. It's just pressed bad meat.
It's really like shaping your beef patties in the shape of a cow.
Yeah. But in this case, I don't even think I think it's like that pink meat stuff, you know? Like the leftover-y business from the chicken nuts or whatever they do.
No, I think it's really some portion of it is pork.
Oh. By law, I think it has to be. But I wonder how much they have
What
to.
portion is that, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, our chickens are free range.
80% pink sludge, 20% pork.
Yeah.
Pressed in a Play-Doh form factory.
That's like the flies in the ketchup. You can put so many in.
That's right.
You're going to eat them. Anyway, the McRib debuted, by the way, nationally in the U.S. in 1982. So it's been a long time since the debut. 8 years since the last time it was available. And it's back. So wait, that would have been 2012? 2013? 12. I don't know. Can't do math. That's it for the news, everybody. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Bill Duran and, of course, Mr. Steven Schleicher right after that. Before all that, though, a song break helmed by one Brian David.
I do remember one of the cover-thons that I did years ago where I had you and Brian Dunaway on, and during cover-thon, Brian Dunaway from his car drove to McDonald's, got a McRib, and ate it live on Twitch.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was great.
That was before his slim down, so maybe that might have been the last McRib he ever ate.
It's true. He's a skinny, spindly dude now, so you're probably right.
It is exactly. Dude, I am so excited to play this. I love yacht rock. I unapologetically love the sounds of folks like Hall & Oates, Michael McDonald, Boz Scaggs, and Steely Dan. And so if there's a modern band that can take those sensibilities and interject it into their own music, then I'm all for it. We have that band today. The band is called Young Gun Silver Fox. That's right, Young Gun Silver Fox. Right. Their brand new album Canyons is out now via Coal Mine Records and imprint Karma Chief Records. Big thanks to them for sending me a copy of this. This is some modern yacht rock for you. This is a great song called Who Needs Words? Here's the band Young Gun Silver Fox.
You're number 2.
You know about 2B?
Yes. Well, the bunker told me to expect you. My name is Anemone.
If you get the chance, ask him if it's true that Joan Crawford had crabs.
The morning stream. I got a thing about chickens.
Yeah, I heard rumor early in the show that Scott Fletcher was in the chat room. Is he still
Get
in
out,
there?
really?
Yeah. I saw somebody was saying, "Hey, Mr. Fletcher, this and that," and we were just getting started, so I didn't have a chance to say anything. But
oh wow, same here. I had no idea.
We always was he in there? Oh, we missed that.
Zoe
guy.
says he was, and I guess not anymore because J.K. Grammer just invoked his name and it did not highlight.
Oh, yeah, he's great, but
he was great
because he's not here anymore. We can say all sorts of mean things about him. So
that's right.
We'll see him soon. Okay, let's get Bill up in it. Because that's our deal. That's what we do. And we'll talk to him for a minute, and then we'll jump over to Steven, and then, that'll be a show. But before that, we got to play this little thing right here. Where is it?
Okay.
No, it's the wrong one. Hold on.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
Got to label that better. Hey, it's Bill Duran joining us all the way from the Pacific Northwest and the home of punishedprops.com. Bill, welcome back to the show.
Good morning, friends.
Good morning. Thank you for adjusting your schedule an hour forward for us today.
You mean sleeping in for another hour? No problem.
Yeah, I'm glad I let you last night. That's the
Twist your arm.
Yeah, no kidding. What's great is it's just like doing another daylight savings. No big deal,
Sure,
It'll prepare you for the spring. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good to have you here. Of course, Bill joins us on Mondays talking about all things making stuff. We're all trying to be makers in our own weird way. Bill is definitely one of those guys. And before we get started real quick, I tweeted this to you, but I'll just say it again. There's this new World of Warcraft Shadowlands ad campaign where all these old guildmates are answering the call to play the game. And to do it, they're pulling out these giant horns, like war horns that are very Warcrafty looking horns, and blowing them. So Christian Nairn blows one, and freaking Ronda Rousey blows one, and they're all these like famous people who play WoW are all blowing these horns and answering the call. And the second I saw that horn, I went, "Oh, that's Bill's gonna make that.
I
Bill's
know gonna make one of those. Yeah,
he's totally gonna make a war horn. There's no way he's not. So I'm just saying, go watch that commercial, Bill. See if it inspires you. If it doesn't, it's fine. But if it does, just get going on that.
That looks. I just found a picture, and it looks like something you could totally make out of foam.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure those ones they're using aren't foam. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they may have done that.
If you, Scott, would like to hire me to make that, then my rates are very reasonable.
Are they? Okay. I'll talk to you off air. But I'm very excited about those stupid horns for some unknown reason. I just think they're cool. All right. Anyway, so Bill, what have you brought to us today?
I have a fun thing to talk about, but first, I would like to take a quick moment to remind folks that if you're shopping for Christmas or any other holiday presents for your friends and family, then it's worth at least taking a peek on like Etsy or some of the artists that you follow and see if they're selling anything. Because I got to tell you right now this year, those small businesses could use your help.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So while you're doing your shopping, just take a peek around and see what might be available. For example, we found a potter on Etsy that we liked and Britt got some planters for her family. Mm-hmm. And that's just bought straight from the person that made it and sent straight to us, which was really cool.
That's awesome. Love that.
So a quick reminder. And now I want to talk about shop organization. Who's ready?
What? I'll bet even if you don't have a shop, this is going to be useful for people that just have a studio or an office or anything else.
If you have many small things to organize, I recently leveled up my shop organization game, my small parts organization, and I bought some Sortimo cases. Now, Sortimo is a brand. They make these cases that are kind of briefcase shaped, a little smaller than a briefcase maybe, but they're kind of flat-ish. And in the case, it's filled with individual sorting containers, small sorting containers. So maybe there's 40 individual containers inside this case, and so I can have 40 different of anything in there. So like I have nuts and bolts and screws, or taps, or all sorts of stuff. And these Sortimo cases are really great at containing all those. And all these individual containers, you can pull them out one at a time. If you just need like your 1-inch quarter 20 screws, you can pull that out and bring it over to your project. You don't have to bring the whole thing with you. Now, there are lots of other brands that make similar containers. I know Stanley has some that are really good that people like that are cheaper. So you can do the same thing with lots of different brands worth. I will say that I've tried a lot of these different sorting containers, and while Sortimo is the most expensive, it is also the best. So that I ended up buying those.
What makes them expensive? Are they just sturdier or whatever?
They're really sturdy. The way that all the parts fit together is bulletproof. It just works really well. The plastic they use is not that flexible. And when you put all your small containers in and close it and lock the top shut, you can shake this thing around and the parts aren't going to pop out of one little cup into the one next to it. They're really good at keeping all of your parts separate and contained, especially if you're going to be like traveling with this, or so let's say I want to do a bunch of work off site with all my quarter 20 hardware. I can just grab that one case with all my quarter 20 bolts and screws and nuts in it, throw it in the trunk of my car, and when I get there, it's not going to be a huge hot mess that I gotta sort again.
These things are cool. Yeah, I do actually have the Stanley ones. Very similar, don't look like nothing near as rugged as this, but I use those for board game pieces.
Perfect.
If you've got a bunch of chits and meeples you need to separate out, you can use it for that.
Yeah.
And also I use one for 3D print pieces, so like screws and heat sinks and things like that go into things that I 3D print.
Perfect.
Yeah, this is really cool. I love this.
Yeah, you could even use it to sort all your D&D minis, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Who
A
needs
little bit of padding.
Who needs chits when you have D&D minis? Sure.
Now I did splurge on the expensive ones, but I only bought 4 of them. It still costs a couple $100, but the thing is, it takes time to sort everything into those. So in a couple months, once I'm done sorting everything, I'll buy some more and I'll sort some more stuff. So this is a collection I'm going to be building over time. And while it is kind of pricey, at least I'm not spending like $1,000 in cases all at once.
Yeah.
So
cool.
What sort of things does Bill sort? Well,
what do you sort?
I have many different screws of various lengths, different types of screw heads, and different threads, diameters, and thread pitches, and all that. So, for example, I might have a quarter 20 screw, a bunch of quarter 20 screws that are 1 inch long, some that are 2 inches long, some that are 3 inches long, etc. Each one of those lengths gets its own little container inside of that case. I also have a different case that I use to separate all of my rotary tool bits. I have a lot of those. I have one case specifically for metric hardware. I have a different one specifically for Imperial hardware. I have another one that's mostly just taps and dies, because I have that many of those as well.
What do you do as far as labeling, so that when you open this thing up, it's almost like a Whitman's chocolate sampler, where you don't want to have all the labels on the bottom and say, okay, where are the M5 screws? Oh, and that one. Do you do like a little label and put it inside the box that contains the item, or do you put it on the lid, or what do you put it?
So when you're looking at this, you open the case and you look down and you see all these little containers, right? You can't see the sides of these containers. You can only see into them because they're all hugging one another.
Right.
So I do have a little label maker, little brother,
Dymo.
I think.
Oh, brother.
Something like that. And I can type in on a little keyboard and it prints out a perfect little label, and then that gets stuck on the inside of the case or in the inside of those little containers.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
sense.
When you're looking at it, you can see all the labels facing right back at you. And I've been going hog wild with that label maker. I had to order more label tape for it. But it's so satisfying. It's a great way to spend, like, I would spend an hour a day on it for like a couple of weeks. So I come into the shop and the first thing I do to, like, warm up a little bit is sort some nuts and bolts and label them all. And it was really satisfying.
That's cool, because I have this thing where I'm trying to get rid of a ton of stuff. A lot of it's like nerd stuff or things that I just don't need or whatever. De-junk my studio a little bit. And I could never do the whole, like, right, I'm taking this whole Saturday. Film sack's over, and I'm going to come in here and do that. That never works.
Right.
So instead what I started doing is saying, hey, what if I took 3 items a day?
Yes.
And said, this I'm keeping. This is going here. That's going in the trash. 3, done. Next day, more. Before you know it, you're a month in, and you've gotten rid of, you've done everything.
It's very smart.
Yeah, that's how I started doing. And it feels
Marie
like
Kondo would be so happy.
There you go, yeah.
Oh, she'd be so stoked, but I wouldn't be able to see her because she's like, comes up to my shins. I wouldn't be able to see her. She's a little tiny lady. She's so small compared to
me. Right, she's very, very small.
Yeah. Anyway.
So I was able to label all of my hardware in my cases. And what's great is the label maker I have, when you, it's got a 1-inch wide tape. So if I type a bunch of text, it's 1 inch tall, which would be way too big, right? But you can hit enter on the keyboard to make more lines of text. And if I make 3 lines of text, it shrinks each line down. So I can fit a lot of information on these little labels. So for example, when I have all these taps, right? So like a 1/4-20 tap has a specific drill bit that you use to drill the hole for the 1/4-20 tap. All my drill bits are in a drill bit container. So on the label, I wrote, 1/4-20 tap, but then I wrote the drill bit I would need, the corresponding drill bit. So I can take this tap out, go to the job I'm going to work on, look at the label and be like, oh, I need that size bit. I go to my drill bit container, I get the correct size drill bit, and I'm good to go. Nice. And then when I'm done, everything goes back where it belongs. Nice. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Get yourselves organized, you bastards. That's what we're saying. Bill, did you bring any bonus links for you today? Any recommendations for the people?
Yes, I sure did. Dropped a link in the chat. You guys can look up our friend Ali Spagnola over on the YouTube. She gold leafed an entire skeleton.
Oh, I heard about this on her TikTok channel. She showed some of it. I can't believe she did this. It's crazy.
Me neither.
She's awesome. Like, aside from the cool music stuff she's doing, these new like physical projects of like Amazon box Statue of Liberty and
or a pop socket wall.
Yes.
She pisses me off because she's so diligent about her fitness regimen, and it pisses me off.
Yeah,
she's so freaking fit and makes the rest of us look pudgy, and I hate it.
She's very good at everything she does, and she does a lot of things.
Yep.
But good on her. I've done a lot of gold, not a lot, but I've done enough gold leafing to know how much of a pain in the butt it is, and the intricacies of a human skeleton, a full-size human skeleton. I imagine was quite a pain to wrap in gold leaf, but she did it.
Yep. And it's one of those things where it's like you can ask why if you want to, but you're not going to get an answer you're going to like. Just do the thing because you want to do it. And I love that about her. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Total sweetheart.
It's fantastic.
I always wished we'd have been able to get her to a Nerdtacular, maybe in the future, because she'd just
Power Hour. Yeah, we'll get her for one of these. Yeah,
one of these days it'll happen. All right, great recommendation. Go check her out. That's Ali Spagnola, and you can find her on her YouTube account. She's got all sorts of stuff on TikTok and every other damn thing. Instagram. She's all over the place. Bill Duran, punishprops.com. Go check it out and follow Bill on his fine works. And hey, he's one of those creators you could go and buy like a Foamsmith book from, for example.
Sure, yeah, we have a lot of them.
Yeah,
there's a lot left.
Go do that. Go do that. Bill Duran, Chinbeard on Twitter. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye now. All right. Sorry, I have to close this window. All right, we've done it. And that means all that's left is Major Spoiler Zone Steven Schleicher.
Yes.
Comes swooping in like a monkey on fire.
Steven.
It's Steven. His mother called him that, and so do we. How's it going, Steven Schleicher from Major Spoilers?
Hello, Scott. Hello, Brian. It's going.
Hello.
Hey, thank you, like we thanked Bill for adjusting your schedule today. We really appreciate it.
Not a problem.
You're one of those beards I would not want to see shaved, for example.
Oh, well, then you should have been at my house this weekend.
Oh, did you shave?
Oh.
I trimmed it all down nice and short like yours.
Oh, man. I saw it on your stream when you were playing... What's that?
Probably Into the Breach, I think.
Into the Breach, yep. That game is so rad. Watching you play that, and I just thought, I should just let mine go. But now you're closer to me.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It's all right.
Hey, I'll give it 3 months and it'll be long again.
You guys can't see it, but I did a little bit of purple in the hair. My wife.
Oh, did you? Yeah,
my wife
definitely can't see
she
it.
had a little purple left, and it's not much. It's pretty light. But she says, hey, why don't we just use that up? And I said, all right, fine. Let's just get it in there. And then I went and saw the doctor today and hoped she didn't think I was having some sort of midlife crisis. Anyway, Steven, it's always good to have you here. Major Spoilers, big part of our week. We love talking about all this stuff. And the one thing we haven't really discussed in too much detail other than the sort of surface stuff is this move by Warner Brothers and HBO Max to take their entire 2021 lineup, basically all the movies either got delayed or that were scheduled for then anyway, and commit to day and date HBO Max streaming of things like Dune and The Matrix 4 and everything else you can think of that Warner Brothers or those studios have their hands on. And that's a massive decision, which to me, like again, we've talked about this a bunch of times, it always feels like the writing's on the wall a little bit. Like the more this stuff starts happening at home, the less and less theaters are the crucial aspect of it all. And so it was like, well, it's a matter of time, but it's probably a really long time. And then COVID-19 came and said, hey, what's up? And we went,
we can
shit.
Speed this up. Yeah.
Yeah. What if we accelerate everything? And so they've really taken the biggest step here. So your thoughts, your feelings, your take on this, has it changed movies forever? Like, what do you think?
I don't know if it changes movies forever. One of the things, though, that kind of as a precursor to this was a lot of the studios were telling people that come to the quote unquote office that many of them wouldn't be returning until summer of 2021 anyway. So that should have been a sign on the wall that, the studios, while they may be in production for TV shows and some movies, a lot of them see that the COVID relief, even with the vaccines on the way, you and I probably won't get these until June or July anyway. At which case, we're still going to stay the heck away from a theater. So why not cut your losses? Let's get these out there. Let's up those numbers on the HBO Max subscription. Let's get a little bit of earnings incomes coming out for investors, which, the investors are pretty happy with the HBO news. If you have any stock in AT&T or just simply T, then you're in good shape there. There's a couple of other things that are really weird about this. Number one, I've been talking about day and date release. I hate going to my movie theater because it's a piece of crap. Yes, I'm in a rural community. Yes, this probably means that we will not have an 8-screen movie theater going forward. That's fine by me. The theater deserves to close. It's a horrible place. But I think for most people that live in a bigger city area, yeah, you might have like 2 of your 6 theaters close, but you'll still have theaters to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
There'll always be this experience, right? Even if it's a higher end one, like Brian, like we always talk about how what's the one in Austin? I always forget the name.
Oh, the Alamo Draft House.
Places like that'll thrive.
We might switch because we had the AMC Stubs program where we could go see as many movies as we wanted to, or up to 3 a week or something. And Alamo offers a similar kind of thing. If AMC goes away and AMC is teetering on the edge of
well, they
bankruptcy
are
again.
They've already they got that $500 million loan.
Yep.
And now they're trying to sell off their stock as quickly as they can.
Yeah.
Regal Cinema's got like an $840 million bailout.
It's gonna make theaters have to be a little bit more competitive, the ones that do stay alive through all this. And I'm much happier supporting an independent company like Alamo Drafthouse than a massive monopoly of a company like AMC. I just love the recliner seats at AMC. They don't have that at Alamo Drafthouse, but they do have food.
Depends on which one you go to, because here's the thing. Steven Spielberg and George Lucas said this like a decade ago, and I kind of scoffed at it then. They were both saying, well, the movie theater experience is going to become more like a Broadway play, where a movie will run for months at a theater, and you're probably going to pay a lot, but it will be one of those dress up kind of events, a big event.
Yeah.
And I kind of scoffed at it until my wife and I went out of our way to go see Hateful Eight at a movie theater in Kansas City, projected in 70 millimeter film, not digital projecting.
Okay.
And we paid a lot of money for that. We both really wanted to go see it. It was going to be a nice Christmas Eve kind of deal, and that's something that we both remember. I think that's kind of where we're going to see stuff. Yes, we're going to see some big tentpole films coming to, the theaters, but I think most of the time we're going to see the mid-level and low-budget stuff direct to these streaming services, and that's going to be a good thing for consumers. It's because we're going to be demanding so much of it. It's going to mean that the studios are either going to have to step up and say, well, we need to make more $50 million movies, which means more voices can get their chance to have a movie made. And I also think that this is going to point to something that a lot of people have also pointed at. One of these theater chains, AMC probably, is going to be bought out by a Disney or a Netflix or a Sony or a AT&T by 2022.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
I completely agree with what both of you have said. And lots of industries have to adjust like this, given changes in whatever. This is a bit of an accelerant year. So I understand that this is a little, this can be a little harsh on the theaters to have this happen now. But it does feel like it was already part of a pattern, and they were headed this way anyway. And so, someone will find ways to adjust. I don't think Alamo's going to be out of it. There are plenty of places. That place in Vegas we went to will still exist. Like
the place in Vegas isn't bad. They just got to fix that bright blue light that comes on when somebody wants a refill of their Diet Dr. Pepper.
Everyone's got like a high power LED in their chair. It's so stupid.
Exactly. And so
what were they thinking?
It's like, oh no, Thanos is going to wipe. Oh God, turn off that blue light.
I know. It's like Thanos' blue gem won't stop.
Does everybody have a power gem in this place?
So you're gonna have all that stuff, and you're gonna see more stuff at home. I'm one of those guys that's like, man, I grew up in theaters, I love them, but I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm
okay seeing just the tent poles that I want to see in theaters. This HBO Max Warner deal is gonna make me watch all of those movies that they're releasing. Only maybe a quarter of which I would have said, no, I got to see this, or I'm going to go see this in the theater.
Right.
So they're not losing money really by doing this. Warner probably is, but HBO isn't.
Yeah, Warner, that's a good point. And they're all one company.
Warner's getting the money. Right, exactly.
They have to do some money going back and forth across the table. So yes, Warner Brothers is getting some money. We just don't know how much yet. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm like, when Dune comes out, that's normally a thing that I would want to go to the best theater on the planet for, and all that. But you know what? I'm good. If it's on this service and I'm getting 4K in here and I'm watching it in an OLED freaking HDR setup and I'm getting Dune that way night of, I'm good.
Yeah. And this is really, obviously its immediate effect is Warner Brothers, but if theaters are going to lose business once the early vaccines start going out because people still aren't going to be vaccinated, still not going to be going, then I could see Disney following suit and saying, okay, we're going to do this with Black Widow, relax. It just took us a long time to decide, but we're going to go ahead and do it.
I don't know because here's the other thing. Dune, franchise film. Matrix, franchise film. Wonder Woman and the other stuff that's coming out, all franchise films. They have to get that stuff out because they're already starting production on these other installments of these franchise films. So if they don't get them on direct to streaming, then these franchise films are going to be like, 2 comes out before 1. That's really weird.
Sure.
It's one of these things. I think
Widow's a franchise film, and there's going to be likely tie-ins between, since Florence Pugh is joining the Hawkeye cast. Oh, was it Winter Soldier or Hawkeye? I thought it was Hawkeye.
Oh, maybe it is Hawkeye.
Then
she's so awesome. I'm so excited.
We need that released before the Hawkeye TV show comes out, and so we can't push too long.
She's awesome, dude.
She is awesome.
I love that.
She's the most welcome addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. She's completely sold me on the stuff I've seen.
Speaking of Marvel, Brian had a question he wanted to ask me.
Oh, I did. Although I think it's going to be, based on your email, a very short answer. But
well, no, I've got something to say. But
oh, good. Okay, good. So the Marvel 616, the next to last episode of that series focuses on a day in the life, or a week or a month in the life of Dan Slott as he writes a comic that I'll never pick up, Iron Man 2020.
What? You don't like Aaron Stark or whatever his name is?
Arno or whatever it is.
That's
Yeah.
what it is, yeah.
No, I don't like those stupid giant gears that no superhero would ever use as shoulder pads. I'm with what's his face, the artist who said, "Can we downplay those stupid gears?" But he's come under fire because apparently he's kind of aggressive back to haters on Twitter, and B, he's which is fine with me. I kind of support that, and B, his dawdling in the episode, his appeared dawdling in the episode affects the livelihood of those people who rely on those comics to get out to feed their families.
Yeah. So a couple of things about this. First of all the other episodes really, really good, where they're sitting down and they're talking about the women who created the Marvel universe. They're sitting down and they're talking about, all these little things that people never thought about, the spider, the cosplay, all these little things. Number 7 is the only one that is really supposed to be trying to show you a documentary of what's really, and I put this in air quotes, what's really happening in the comics industry. The thing starts out like 16 weeks before launch, right? And so you see Dan doing all of these things, and then it's like it's a day before launch, and the letterer is like, "Oh, I've got to get all this in," and they only give me 15 minutes before it has to go to the printer, and then it goes to the printer, and then the very next day Dan slots at the comic book store. That's not how comics work, people.
Right.
Yes, Dan may be following, and they were talking about the Marvel method, which apparently he's one of the very few that use that, which is a collaborative process, which got a lot of people upset. Well, does that mean that Dan's just slacking off and everyone else is picking up the work? It's a collaborative process. That's all I'll say. And, this process is the same thing that Mike Mignola uses in a lot of the Hellboy stuff now, where he comes up with the idea and the outline, and he gives it off to another writer to write it out.
Yeah.
So, this stuff is very, very kind of typical, where many people are collaborating on a project. The thing you have to keep in mind is the solicitations for Iron Man 2020 dropped in Previews magazine 3 months before that comic was supposed to be on the stands, complete with the cover image. So, some of that artwork has to already be done
to be able to show it. Yeah, right.
Yeah. This is printed in the United States, which, one of the few places in the United States that still prints comics, but you still have to then send it to Diamond, who is the distributor, which has to sit in their warehouse for a week before they then send it out to everyone else. So this last minute thing, oh my God, 15 minutes and the comic comes out tomorrow, is completely made up for the narrative of this documentary.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a bummer. I like documentaries that document things, not tell me funny fibs.
Oh,
and
documentaries
it's a very entertaining episode, but it is, of all of the 8 episodes that came out from Marvel 616, it's the one I got the most feelings from least, or got the least I'll just say got the least feelings from.
Right.
The final one, that one with the school, that made me tear up. It was so sweet and awesome and so well done.
But is it like having a little bit of cat poo in your cake? Can you eat the whole cake and still feel okay about it?
You can totally eat the whole cake. I think that the Dan Slott episode, I think, is still really good and still worth watching, as long as you go into it knowing that it's a dramatization of the process that's gone through to make a comic. I found it really interesting, but I knew it was like, okay, well, we need some real reality show drama. Let's have it look like it's taking a long time.
And I need to go back and see who the director was on that one, because it may also be the director was kind of choosing how to tell this story. Because all the other ones, you go back, I think, what's her
Alison
name?
Brie,
Alison Brie did one. And who was the one that did episode 2? Was that?
I think that was Gillian Jacobs, the one
Gillian
about
Jacobs,
Marvel women. Yeah. So two Community actors that turned into directors for this thing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I want Childish Gambino to do one now. Let's get him
I know, right? Where's Glover? Where's Abed?
Yeah, get Chevy Chase to half do one and then leave in the middle of it. Do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is all a great idea. Or that weird bald guy that's the principal. Sure.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Speaking of Diamond, though, you don't think we should pay much attention to their bestseller list? Why? They're supposed to be the know-it-alls, aren't they? What's the deal?
Well, so here's the thing, and it's for the last couple of years I've kind of been downplaying it and really pointing out that, hey, this list that Diamond sends out is only the comics that they ship in the direct market. It doesn't count subscriptions. It doesn't count digital. It doesn't count bookstore sales or anything like that. It only counts the comic book stores that you may or may not go to, which is fine. They also don't give you any hard numbers. They just say, well, Spider-Man is number 1 this month. Well, that's fine. How does it compare to the next one? Well, we're not going to tell you that, but here's what came in at number 2. Well, now things get even more complicated because now that DC no longer ships through Diamond, they don't list how the sales of DC Comics went. So even if you look and see, Spawn sold the number 3rd position. Well, yeah, because there aren't any DC Comics that Diamond ships. So all of that stuff is really fraught with problems. So I would encourage people that if they see the top 10 comics from, November of 2020, be very careful if you're reading that stuff. If it doesn't include any DC Comics listed in there and it doesn't give an accurate ranking of the number of comics that are sold, it's probably very shady and shaky as far as how it's being reported.
Do you have an alternative source? I mean, I come to your site, but sometimes you've got to find that stuff too. So
there is Comic Cron. Let me see if I can find it.
Comic-Cron.
Comic-Cron. Yeah, Comichron. Now, this guy, and he works with ICV2, they go in and they take these numbers from Diamond and they also go and do spot checks with actual comic book shops. And then based on that, they can get a fairly accurate ranking, probably within 1,000 comics either way, of what the actual numbers are for the month. So they're saying for November 2020 that Wolverine was the number 1 issue, selling 196,000 copies, and Wonder Woman was number 2, selling 168,000 copies. And again, that's still an estimate, but that's still pretty close.
Okay, interesting. By the way, can you tell me why Detective Comics 1000 was $10? What's that about?
It was the anniversary issue, and I think it was probably 60 pages.
Okay. Spawn 300, same thing. It was $8, probably bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. They got to make their money. I get it. By the way, every Marvel fan that I know, I haven't talked to Brian about this, funny enough, though, because he's the biggest Marvel fan I know, but everyone else I've talked to loves that new sorry, the one with
Iron Man 2020.
No, the new Marvel one where the new event where they're gonna go to
the
symbiote
crossover.
Yeah,
the King in Black.
King in Black. That's it.
Yeah,
they're John Jagger in particular, who catches all this stuff immediately as soon as it's available, was raving about it. Loved it. Did you read it, Steven?
I have not read any. Oh, sorry.
No, I haven't read it either.
Yeah,
I have zero interest in that.
You don't have any interest in it? Oh,
I have zero interest in crossovers, to be honest, lately, because the deal is you buy a $10 comic and then you have to go and buy, 15 tie-in comics that are forced into a bunch of these issues, only then to come back around to your final bookend issue where you pay another $10 and it's like, what was the point?
Yeah.
That's what I love about Marvel Unlimited, though, is that you wait for the whole series to come out. And then you just say, add all these issues to my library and read them all one right after another in the order that they are intended to be read.
You just got to wait. Well, now it's only 3 months, right? So we only have to wait 3 months for it. Maybe I'll do that. It's like TV binging. You wait for the series to be done and then you go binge.
Yeah. Read it in a trade. That's always a good place to do it.
I'll do
it. That's good too. Then you're giving money to the
I
comic store as well.
All right. This is fantastic stuff. As always, that's what I always expect out of Steven. Steven, anything else you want to mention this week about major spoilers, anything going on with the shows, anything at all?
Oh, sure. We are getting into the holiday spirit this week. This week on the Major Spoilers podcast, we're looking at Batman Adventures, the Holiday Special #1 from 1994. All Paul Dini and Bruce Timm throughout that piece. And then later in the week on the Dueling Review podcast, we'll be looking at the Zenoscope Entertainment Holiday Special 2020. Ooh, boy, there could be no two comics that are polar opposites of one another in the way that they're telling stories.
Wow, that sounds great. Well, I have this water here. What should I do with it?
You should stay hydrated.
Oh, okay. I'll drink it then. I have to ingest it. I'll do that. Thanks, Steven. It's good advice from Steven Schleicher.
That's very good advice. Can't argue with any of that.
All right. That's it for the show. Oh, we do have this mashup here, this Monday morning mashup.
Yeah, because it's Monday. We need this. Yes,
it's like a fresh glass of water in your face.
Like a donut without the coffee.
Yeah, so let's get the coffee going. This is the Monday morning mashup.
Bloob.
Oh, wait, is it already playing? Oh, it is. It's
already playing, yeah.
That's weird.
Double click that.
This is called Nice Vase for Your Flowers, okay? And I think it's some singing. So enjoy.
Bloob.
Lead boob implant, I know, it's serious.
Having a good day. It's a rare thing for me.
Wearing my Burberry coat. shopping for doilies.
He was a skater, man. I said, see you later, man. Because, that's what 36-year-olds sound like.
Yeah, like a really old man.
He was a walker, man. I said, don't be a talker, man. Singles.
Bling, bling, bling. Da, 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 da. The Germans love the Eken, Niken, Buchen, Viken, and you can just hear it, and it's fine.
I feel like I was just listening to some Def Leppard there. Eken, Hiken, Uken, Viken.
I got something to say.
Oh, I'm getting into it. Charge them with the misdemeanor counts of cruelty to a prisoner and conspiracy. It was an unfortunate
misdemeanor. Misdemeanor.
Report to court next week. While my guitar gently weeps.
Bob and Mary Ann here on Gilligan's Island. She said, I know what it's like to be dead.
See?
Na, 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 na.
Yeah.
And you're making me feel like I never was born.
Overtaking the previous record holder, Despacito by Latin.
Despacito, da 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 dee da da dee da dee do, da da da. I can't remember lyricos, but you guys name Spanish speakos. Despacito.
And then we'll have some one of our talented listeners
on your wedding day when you're marrying a guy named Rain. It's a free ride when you're already there, but you're a big Foghat fan, and Free Ride was playing in the car when they opened the door. I've had the time of my life. I've never made pottery like this.
And I swear, if you put it in the oven for the right amount of time, it'll come
You'll have a nice vase for your flowers.
Oh my gosh. We sing about a lot of stupid stuff.
Yes, really, really dumb singing.
Yeah, it was good though. I enjoyed it.
Good dumb singing, yes.
Hey, speaking of helping artists out with their stores and the whatnot, check this out. We got this thing still going, and you're running out of time is what I'm getting at here. Carter put together a package. Her sister's helping her do it, and the package includes a couple of postcards, some prints, some pins, and a magnet. And I put in half the artwork for it. Why did we do this? For a measly $25 as a stocking stuffer? Because all the money, all of it, all of the profits go to help out tadpoolers in need. That's right. From our own community. People that have had a really rough year that just can't make ends meet. Kids who can't get toys, that kind of stuff. We want them to have a better Christmas. So all the money from this stuff is going to them, and there are limited quantities. So help tadpoolers out. Order before the 15th if you need it by Christmas, because that's your cutoff. And if you're international, you better do it now, because we can never tell what the hell those things are going to do. So get in there and check it out. MissCarter.art/shop, or just click the shop button when you get to MissCarter.art. That's MissCarter.art. It's a .art domain.
.art.
And contribute, because it's going to a great cause, and it's a really cool deal, and it's also cheap as hell. Like you'd never sell that stuff for $25 total ever any other way. So get on it. My oldest is like, all right, remind him again because I'm shipping soon and we got to get this done. And I'm like, all right, I'm doing it now. So there it is. Get that going. MissCarter.art/shop.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, it is cool. And what I love about it is, it'd be one thing if I said, hey, I have an idea. You guys want to help me with my idea? I didn't do that. Mm-hmm. They had the idea. They said, Dad, we want to do something for some of the tabloids we're reading on Facebook. There's just hard stuff going on. And I said, well, what do you want to do? And then they came up with the whole thing. So I was happy to contribute, but really this is their jam. So help them, help you, help them. All right. That's the end of today's show. A reminder that our podcast and daily required podcastery is brought to you by you guys at home. Patreon.com/TMS. Without that and your help there, what do we got? We got nothing. So help us out. Patreon.com/TMS. For everything else you may need to try to track down and find out, you can find it at our website, frogpants.com/TMS. Okay, Brian, it's time to play a song. Go ahead.
Casey wrote in and said, "Hey, Swiss and Bree." It's the third time Bree has come up on this show.
Yeah.
"I'd like to request a song for 12/7, which happens to be my friend Jeremy's birthday. Happy birthday, Jeremy." He introduced us to TMS and the Frog Pants Network way back in 2010, and I've been listening ever since. "I'd like to request any cover of Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer, as it's been an inside joke of ours for years. Is it too early to get a fish sandwich?"
It's not. It's just too slow of me to get a fish sandwich. Here.
Hey, too early to get a fish sandwich?
There you go.
I should always give you a heads up. There is a fish sandwich request coming up. Love the Froyo Joe Blow Show Yo, signed Casey. Well, first of all, happy birthday, Jeremy. Living on a Prayer, man, that's such a well-covered song. So many different people. I was really tempted to play the Pastel Vespa version. She's this comedian who does this impersonation of an Italian pop singer that is so straightforward you almost believe it's just a regular Italian pop singer, like not a fake performance. However, I'm going with somebody that I can't believe I've never played his version of Living on a Prayer before. He's so good. It's a guy named Derek Webb, and he's a Houston based artist who's put out a couple of these albums called Democracy, where he lets his listeners or his fans vote on which songs he covers. And normally I'm a big fan of I'm covering this song because I love it. It's, I'm paying an homage to the original, as opposed to I'm playing a cover of this song because my audience picked it for me.
Right.
But he does such a great job with it. It's hard not to believe that he's a fan of it too. So Derek Webb included this on volume 2 of his Democracy series back in 2011. It's a cover of Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer.
Very cool. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with the usual lineup on Tuesday. Please come and join us then. And if you can't be here live, thanks for listening at home. We'll see you guys tomorrow. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Oh, no, not the face.